Greetings, students. It's time to read. Today's story is called Where's Miles? And it's about a little boy and his family. First, I'll read the story to you, and then you read on your own. Where's Miles? Says Mrs. Reese. I don't see Miles. Miles, says Mr. Reese. I don't see Miles. I'm here, says Miles. I hear Miles, says Mrs. Reese. Where might he be? He's below the table, says Olga. Hi, says Miles. Olga sighs. Time for the train, says Mrs. Reese. We'll go meet Faye and Bones the Beagle. What's the time? Says Olga. Near 9, says Mrs. Reese. I'll go to the train, says Miles. No, says Mrs. Reese. Stay here, Miles. Right. Stay home, Miles, says Olga. I'll show Olga. I'll go. I'll hide, says Miles. He hides beneath the robe and lies behind the seats. Mrs. Reese and Olga drive near the railroad. Olga sees a train. The train's here, says Olga. We'll be late. No, says Mrs. Reese. We're right on time. We won't be late. Hi, I'm here, says Miles. Where's Faye? Miles, says Mrs. Reese. Oh no, says Olga. She sighs. Mrs. Reese and Olga wait by the train. I see Faye, says Olga. I don't see Bones. Olga smiles and waves. So does Faye. Mrs. Reese and Olga meet Faye. They both say, Hi, Faye. They see Bones the Beagle. He's behind wires. I'll hoe Bones, says Mrs. Reese. Faye and Olga go behind Mrs. Reese and Bones. Miles meets Faye and Bones the Beagle. Hi, Faye, says Miles. Hi, Bones. Mrs. Reese drives home. Mr. Reese meets Faye and Bones. Hi, Faye, says Mr. Reese. Faye says, Hi, Mr. Reese. I'm pleased to be here. Hi, Bones. Faye frees Bones. The beagle's tail waves. Bones, says Miles. Here, Bones. Miles holds the beagle's ears. See, says Miles, I'll hold Bones. No, says Mrs. Reese, don't hold a beagle by the ear. Oh no, sighs Olga. Miles frees the beagle's ear. Mrs. Reese feeds Bones. Here's a bone, she says. A bone for Bones. She lays the bone beside the beagle's bowl. Bones bites the bone. I'll eat the bone, says Miles. He bites the bone. No, says Mrs. Reese. Don't eat the bone. Olga sighs and goes away. The day goes by. What's the time? Says Olga. Near 3, says Mrs. Reese. Olga and Faye try a game. Olga hides behind a tree. She waits. Faye and Bones find Olga. Faye hides by the green gate. Bone lies beside Faye. They wait. Olga finds Faye and Bones. Olga hides below some vines. Miles sees Olga. I'll hide by Olga, says Miles. Go away, says Olga. I'll hide here, says Miles. Faye hears Miles. She and Bones find Olga right away. "Miles, stay home," says Olga. She leads Faye and Bones go away. They go by a stream. "We'll go where Miles won't go," Olga says. "I'll hide. They won't see me," says Miles. He goes the same way. Bones finds a mole's home. Faye and Olga wait nearby. Bones finds a toad. Faye and Olga wait for the toad to go. Miles hides behind some high weeds near the stream. Bones sees 5 gray geese where the stream flows. He wades near the geese. One flies away from Bones. "Here, Bones," says Faye. She and Olga wait. Miles hides beneath some leaves. Someone says, "The beagle needs a leash." Olga finds a line. Faye ties the line to Bones. Miles hides beside a tree. Faye ties Bones by a light. She and Olga find a green boat. "Wait here, Bones," says Faye. She rows the green boat away. Miles hides near the boats. The green boat floats beneath the leaves. "Miles won't leave me alone," says Olga. "I don't mind Miles," says Faye. "He's 3. He'll grow. Wait and see." The boat glides by some stones. Olga leads Faye and Bones home. "Where's Miles?" says Mrs. Reese. "Miles," says Olga. "Miles?" says Faye. "He's strayed away somewhere," says Mrs. Reese. "Oh no," says Olga. "We'll find Miles," says Faye. "Miles," says Faye. She goes behind a tree. No Miles. "Miles," says Olga. She goes by the green gate. No Miles. Olga and Faye go below the vines. They tried to find Miles there. No Miles. Daylight fades. Night's here. "I feel frightened," says Faye. "We need a bright light," says Mrs. Reese. "Here's one," says Mr. Reese. "Wait," says Olga. "Wait right here for me." She goes away. Olga holds Miles's robe. "Bones might find Miles," she says. She holds the robe near the beagle's nose. "Here, Bones, find Miles," she says. Bones leads Faye, Olga, Mrs. Reese, and Mr. Reese. He goes beside the stream. He goes by the mole's home. He goes by the high weeds. Bones goes near the boats. Olga sees Miles. "He's safe," she says. A breeze blows and Miles sneezes. He seems tired and frightened. Mr. Reese holds Miles. They go home. "What a wise beagle," says Mrs. Reese. "Brave Bones," says Faye. The beagle's tail waves. "Brave Bones," says Miles. Olga sighs. Now it's your turn to read the book on your own, boys and girls. Remember, try to keep up with the writing hand. Great job, boys and girls. See you next time.